Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Some of you guys might remember a while back I did a quick review on one of these Android Auto Apple CarPlay devices for your motorcycle from Aoocci, I think that's how you say it. It was the C5. Today I've got an upgraded model for you guys. This is the C601 that has a few more bells and whistles that we'll quickly go over. Yeah, in my last video I mentioned a few of the reasons why using one of these devices was a good idea over strapping your expensive mobile phone to your motorcycle's handlebars. You know, being able to pair it to your phone as well is really good. You don't have to have a separate SIM card or data access or whatever with that device, so it's all through your phone, which can be safely stored in your tank bag or your pocket or wherever you prefer to keep it. Now overall I've had a pretty good experience with this unit so far, but there are a couple of things that I would like to see improved, which I'll mention later on. Now firstly, what you do get included with the unit is all the cabling and everything you need to hook it up. It comes with a GPS dongle that you hook in directly to this unit, so you can actually use this thing without being paired to your phone. So it has its own GPS signal, and you can use any mapping app that you want. Right, you don't have to use Android Auto, you can just install any app. And a big thing that they're promoting with this one is, because of that, you can use actual offline maps with it. So for example, you can download the drive mode dashboard, DMD2, install it on here, download all your offline maps, so you don't even need to have mobile data while you're out riding, and you've got your maps cached on there. It's a pretty cool system. You just go into Google Play Store like you would on any phone, any Android phone, and install whatever apps you want. So yeah, offline mapping, big bonus with this one. It also comes with a handlebar remote, which only has 2 buttons on it. I found the functionality of it quite limited, so I haven't bothered installing it on my bike. I mean, I'm pretty happy to just use the touch screen anyway. It also comes with a camera. As you can see here, I've mounted this one to the brake fluid reservoir, just as a bit of a test. So it works as a dash cam. Basically, whenever you turn the bike on, it'll start recording. I'm not too sure how the footage is going to come out from the vibrating handlebars of the 690, but you can actually go into the camera view. You know, when you're riding along the road or whatever, it looks pretty good. There's nothing wrong with it. So hopefully the footage turns out pretty good. The camera does record 1080p. I think it's 30 frames per second. So yeah, that's the live camera view. On the home screen, of course, you have the time. You've got music if you want to play music through SD card. It has an SD card slot. You can tap on navigation to go straight into Google Maps. You can go into your apps list where you find Google Play and all that sort of stuff. And then Android Auto, which automatically comes up if your device is paired to it. So that's Google Maps there with the music player on the side. I've got Gaia Maps installed as well. You can switch to that. And you can bring back the music like so, or have the map full screen if you prefer. Now, it does all the other stuff that Android Auto does, guys. You get notifications if you get a text message that drop down, and it can read it out to you through your headset. I haven't tried pairing this up with my FOD Sports headset yet, but I will try that shortly. And there's your music player, and you can of course make phone calls and all that sort of stuff. So on the home screen when you're riding along, of course, it shows you here your speed and your location, if that's of any use to you in you know, latitude and longitude. There is also an auxiliary audio input, 3.5mm jack, so you can plug in some audio player or whatever. The unit itself is IP67 waterproof, dustproof, it's shockproof, you know, so it's not going to get damaged if you drop your bike or if it's vibrating on the handlebars like an expensive mobile phone will. It's a 6-inch display, so it's obviously an inch bigger than the C5 that I reviewed previously. Now they tout this thing as running Android 10, which is all well and good. You know, I guess a lot of these style of devices are running even older versions of Android, but Android 10, let's face it, it's 5 years old now. I think it came out in 2019. We're up to Android 14, I believe, which doesn't really matter unless there are certain apps that you want to run that will only run on the newer versions of Android. Now they're saying this one has a 4-core processor with 2 gigs of RAM. Does that make it quicker? I find that it is quicker to start up than the C5 that I had previously, but using it is still can be quite laggy. Yeah, I mean, if you've got a modern expensive mobile phone, these things are a lot slower, but for the price you're paying for them, you can't really complain too much. Now, we'll get into the pricing shortly, because I do have a good deal for you guys on this one. Installing this could be a little bit easier. As you can see here, It just mounts to your handlebars with a U-clamp. There is an adapter if you've got smaller handlebars, but it is a very basic setup with a ram mount and just a short ram arm. The wires do have to be connected directly to the battery. You can screw down or double-sided tape the camera to wherever you want. The GPS module has double-sided tape on the back of it, so you can put that wherever you like. Other than that, installation is pretty easy. Just be warned though, as you can see here, the U-bolt threads are pretty long. If you don't have a 10mm long socket, you're going to be sitting there with a 10mm spanner for a long time putting that U-bolt on. Right, we will now see if Josh can manage to pair this. It's already paired to my phone, as I mentioned, with the Android Auto. We'll see if we can pair this to my helmet comms, so I'll be able to have music come through all of it to the comms, and I'll be able to make phone calls and that as well through it. Okay, so we'll turn this on, put it into pairing mode. Pretty sure this is how we do it. Yep. Okay. Now we go into the settings here. Alright, so I figured out how to do it. Go into the settings here and we long press on the Bluetooth icon, pair new device, and we have the Ford Sports FX8 Air. Okay, we are paired to my phone and the Ford Sports. Alright, it's disconnected. Okay, so it managed to connect to my Ford Sports, but it doesn't stay connected and it won't reconnect. I'm not sure what's going on with that. It could just be incompatible with that particular Bluetooth communications system. Okay, so this unit is, it's got a fair bit of potential, I think, but there are a couple of little niggling things with it. Obviously that connecting to the Bluetooth comms not working. I could be doing something wrong, but I mean, it should be pretty straightforward. And it did connect, just didn't want to stay connected. There are two other things which I'd like to see improved with this unit. First one being there's no security with it. So as you saw when I installed it, it's basically just a ram mount on the handlebars. Anyone can come up and undo the ram thingy. You can get those ram nuts with security on them, but as it comes standard, anyone can undo that, rip it off, and off they go. Pretty sure the C5 had a secure mounting system. So there is that, and there's also the fact that this one doesn't come with a USB plug, like an option to power it through a USB port. Basically, you have to connect this directly to your battery. You've got to have one wire on the positive, one on the negative, and also one on the ignition source that comes on when you turn the key on. So I kind of like the setup with the C5. It had the option of connecting it to the battery, but it also had a USB port. So I've already got USB ports that come on when the keys turn on. So plugging it into that, super easy, and it makes it easy to remove from the bike if you need to, if you're worried about it getting stolen or whatever. And just for the ease of installing it. But having the offline map option is really good, and also having this this dash cam here, and also having the GPS dongle, which saves you having to use Android Auto, which can be a bit of a pain because not all mapping apps work through Android Auto, as I discovered in my last video. Anyway, there you have it, guys. As I mentioned, I've got a pretty cool discount for you. If you are interested in this unit, 22% off from Aoocci. I'll put a link in the description. I do get a small cut if you buy one of these, just to keep everything honest and above board. I've mentioned all the things that I don't like about this unit. If you can live with those, then I highly recommend it. Definitely does have its advantages. Could be better, but not bad for the price, especially. I think with the 22% discount, yeah, you're looking at just over $200. So I mean, for the sake of saving your $1,000 mobile phone, well worth the money. Hey guys, that's a wrap for me. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next video. Stay safe out there. Peace.